Tonight, on Newstalk's show premiere, the Roblox Innovation Awards are about to happen, but what do developers think about this year's selection, and most importantly, did the Innovation Awards take the legacy of the Bloxies away? All of this tonight in our brand new show on RoTV. My name is Ace, and this is Newstalk. Good evening, I'm Ace, and I am very excited to be the host of RoTV's brand new show, Newstalk, our brand new news debate talk show on RoTV, where each episode I will conduct a debate with exclusive guests to learn their opinions on a topic on the show. Tonight we'll be focusing on Roblox Innovation Awards. For 13 years, Roblox has been hosting their annual award show, previously known as the annual Bloxy Awards, where creators are placed into a variety of different categories such as Best Game, Best Content Creator, Best Development Studio, and so on. Over the years, Roblox changed the awards to focus on the innovation side of Roblox by rebranding the event from the well-known name of the Bloxies to the Roblox Innovation Awards. The main difference is in the ceremony type. While the Bloxies were an online ceremony from green screen videos to actual in-game experiences that allowed users to follow the awards in-game and play along, the RRAs take place as an in-person event happening annually as a closing event of the Roblox Developers Conference. But what else has changed? Have they become better? And more importantly, are they really fair? As some people have been proving not to be over the years. Like many other award ceremonies, where the audience is able to vote, tonight we benefit from the announcement of this year's nominees list and the opening of the voting to talk about it. We prepared some questions to debate about the topic with our guest, which I'll introduce in a moment, who is an expert on the awards. However, Newstalk is also your show, as at the end of the show, we'll let the audience ask questions for us to debate. We'll also let them join our voice chat to debate with us. If you'd like to debate, please get yourself ready in our Discord server, link in the description of the video, by joining in the stage VC we're in, and raising your hand. If you don't want to join us in VC, but also like to be involved, say your opinions, or ask questions, please put them in the live chat. We'll read everything at the end of the show. But now it's time to introduce our guest. I now welcome to our studio someone who attended the awards in person last year, the owner of one of the biggest sci-fi communities, Astro Industries, Astra X2. Hello, how are you feeling?
I'm doing great today. Thank you for having me.
Great to hear. As we've just said, last year you were at the Roblox Developer Conference after hosting a panel about expos in Roblox at the event. And so you attended the whole event, including the awards in person. How was that experience?
Yeah, the experience was really great all around. I mean, being able to meet so many awesome creators, just the spectacle of everything, and being able to directly talk with Roblox engineers and staff, it was such a great time.
That's amazing. Now, Roblox has been doing award shows for 13 years, as we know, but every year the feedback from players is different. What do we think the awards mean for Roblox players? Do they represent something to look out for? Do Roblox developers see them as a goal to reach? Are they useless, or are they just a fun event? And how beneficial is it for a developer to win them?
I mean, the Innovation Awards, or I mean, as they previously were the Bloxies, I feel like they're not really something that many developers specifically aim for. There are a few exceptions to that, but I feel like generally, it fits the point of just a typical Roblox awards thing, right? Where groups that are putting on exceptional work and creating these projects that capture the hearts and minds of so many players, they do deserve to be recognized. And I feel like it's a good thing that Roblox has this, to platform these experiences. Now, yeah, as you mentioned about the whole feedback thing, I'm sure we'll dig into more of that later, but I do feel like the show is going in a decent direction. But I mean, what else do you have in mind right now?
I mean, I feel like for most of the creators who are nominated, I feel like for most of the big ones, it's not a main it's obviously an honor to be nominated for most of them. I don't know why there's a countdown there, but what? what?
Okay, keep talking. You're good.
Okay. I feel like for most of the I cannot talk about this. The interview. I feel like for most of the like big creators, it feels like sort of a accomplishment, but not as much because they're already popular, they've already been nominated. I feel like for some of the smaller creators, however, it is like a big accomplishment because like they've put the work and the effort into something that most people did not expect from like obviously the creators of big like games that have been popular for years. They're obviously gonna get accomplishments and like they're gonna be well known, but of course, like for the smaller ones, I feel like you know it's gonna be more of the accomplishment for the small ones who had to put a ton of effort in like by themselves.
Yeah, and on that, like I know that for like I think this is based on like what I saw while I was at RDC last year. I know this is a small thing, but they actually give out these like enamel pins to each of the nominees, or at least I'm pretty sure they did that in the last few years. Because I remember I actually got to talk to a few of the nominees for some games last year at RDC, and like part of RDC is like everyone's got like cool handouts, stickers, pins, and all that people trade and give out and interact with, and like I saw these like Rhea nomination pins, and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And like on that, like I know, uh, in addition to that, like, uh, hang on, I'm hearing some.
I'm gonna have issues
But
with
yeah,
that, so please bear
outside,
with us. Sorry, continue.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
continue.
but I'm pretty sure that getting a Rhea nomination does also net you an invite to RDC. So for smaller creators who like have these uh sudden hits that just like show up out of nowhere, like it can be really cool to like get the chance to go to RDC even if typically you would have flown under Devrel's radar. So I do think it's really cool that like the creators of these experiences get the chance to like meet up with and talk with all the other amazing people in this community, and also to get like front row seats to the actual ceremony itself, which is really cool on its own.
Yeah, no, of course, it's obviously going to be an honor for some of these smaller creators who, mainly for some of them, it's just a solo performance, like a solo development, who get a chance to be part of the nomination ceremony and potentially win, which is very cool. And I feel like that's going to be good for them. And as I said before, the nominees for this year awards are out. So I think let's go through the list of nominees together, shall we?
Go ahead.
So we're gonna start off from top to bottom here. We have best new game, Animal Hospital (TTK), Plus One Keyboard Escape, and Scary Shawarma Kiosk The Anomaly. What do you think of those
Yeah,
games?
I mean, I'm gonna like just straight up say this now. I haven't played like half of the games that are nominated for anything, so don't expect me to be like super knowledgeable on everything. But like I will say both Animal Hospital and TTK from the footage I've seen of them do seem really cool. Animal Hospital more of that like roguelike cartoony art style, and then TTK like pushing the platform's boundaries with the like realistic like body cam style shooters, which we've seen a few times, but not really on Roblox before. So both definitely warranted. As for Plus One Keyboard Escape and Scary Shawarma Kiosk, I legit have no clue. Um, but I'm sure if these games were nominated, then there was definitely a good reason for it.
Yeah, I feel like for most of these games, I just also have like not played them, so I'm just gonna have no idea what these are. So just a reminder for some of you who have played these games and we haven't, yell at us for that. I honestly just, I feel like we both have like no way, like we don't know, like we haven't played these games before, so obviously like we're not gonna be able to know them. Just as a reminder. Anyway, let's move on to innovation in tech. Scary Shawarma Kiosk and TTK are in this one as well, alongside Pixel Quest and Dueling Grounds.
I believe I voted either Pixel Quest or TTK on this one when I voted in the block. Uh, Pixel Quest is really cool because it's a completely 2D game as far as I'm aware. which is not something you see a lot of on Roblox because as a developer, I know how tricky UI is to work with, and which is Roblox's like 2D like system for making things that you would see in game on screen like a top bar or a toolbar. So like I know it must have been insanely difficult to create a game that is fully 2D. So I mean that's definitely something worth being nominated for. And then TTK as well, just the like the fact that they were able to push the fidelity of Roblox that much, like the visual fidelity, is really cool. Like, I believe it's Pop Tart Noah who's the dev on that. They've done some incredible work on that. Let me just fact check that real quick.
Take your time.
Uh, yeah, Sable Digital was the person who made TTK. And yeah, Pop Tart Noah. Yeah, these people are absolutely incredible. Yeah, they were the same people who made Hell Reaver a while back, which was that kind of like arena shooter based on Doom Eternal or Doom 2016, one of those two. I remember playing that a lot. It was fun. But yeah, definitely worth warranting. As for Dueling Gowns or Dueling Grounds and Shawarma Kiosk, um, I mean, I'd have to look those up later. But I mean, again, if they were nominated, I'm sure there's a great reason for it. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, of course. I feel like for most of these games, of course, they have a reason to be on there. Yeah, like I saw Pixel Quest. I saw like the video for Pixel Quest, and I did like it. It reminded me of like Terraria, like sort of like more 2D.
Yeah.
All right, let's move away from the Roblox games and move on to plugins for best plugin. We have Building Tools by F3X, RoPro, Moon Animator 2, and UGC Maker's Toolbox.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing about best plugin this year is that not all of these are actually plugins. RoPro on here is actually a browser extension, which is the first time Roblox has actually nominated a browser extension or like recognized them officially. So I do think that's pretty cool. Like it definitely caught me off guard while I was looking because usually like best plugin like F3X and Moon Animator, those are just like evergreen. Like they get nominated every year it feels like, which I mean, yeah, they're insanely useful, but also like there's a whole bunch of really cool plugins that could have gotten nominated as well. UGC Maker's Toolbox is also really cool, but I'm not really that big on UGC, so I believe that's like $10, so I haven't purchased it to check it out myself. But from what footage I've seen of it, it does seem really handy for people who like create a lot of UGC items. So again, all of these definitely warranted. But RoPro was definitely the one that caught me off guard the most, and I'm excited that Roblox actually recognizing browser extensions now. But like to be fair, I do get their hesitancy on like why they haven't done this before, mainly due to like malicious browser extensions or people that use it for them to like steal accounts. But RoPro has definitely earned the trust of the community, so it's really cool that they got nominated.
Yeah, of course. I remember what you mean for like the browser extensions. I'm pretty sure there was a Roblox extension that like was like join someone without having to be friends with them, and then it was like just all your like saw a bunch of Robux. So I'm pretty sure that was one of them. I don't remember that much, but of course there are a ton of plugins that I feel like should have been nominated, but of course it's only 4, so obviously some good ones are
Yeah.
gonna be left out.
Like
So
if I had to give my 2 cents on that, like I feel like one plugin that should have gotten nominated was Photo Booth, which is a really cool plugin that allows you to get transparent like renders of models in Studio. So instead of having to like take it into Blender to get a transparent background or like use a green screen and cut it out yourself, you can just take a picture of it and then you can just save it as a like just a straight up like image that you can use wherever you want as a model icon in game or for promotional purposes. It's been incredibly useful for me and like for the stuff I've done with development, especially for like making wiki articles because sometimes I need like a transparent render of like an NPC or some like thing in game, and I don't want to like take the model out of Studio into some other program and like mess with a whole bunch of settings to get it to look good. Where I can just take the model, and with Photo Booth in one click, you just get an image. So personally, I think that should have been nominated, but I mean, all the nominees on here are really cool, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, obviously there are going to be some favorites that end up not making it to the final one. That was the. I feel like we should probably hurry this up. We have gone through three of them in this span of, I think,
Yeah,
like 6
there's
minutes.
19 categories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we've gone through like three, so we should probably hurry this up. Of course, I don't mean don't say anything about him. You can talk about him. I feel like we just need to hurry this up
Yeah.
since we have gone through like
Yeah.
three within the span of like 8 minutes. So let's move on very quickly to innovation in creative direction. Animal Hospital is back on alongside Duck Duck, Piggy Inner City, and Gakuran.
Yeah, all of these are really cool based on what I've seen. Uh like I've seen like maybe 5 to 10 minutes of Gakuran footage. It seems interesting. Not for me personally. Piggy Inner City is the big pick here for me personally. Because like there's not a lot of like really like long form like story based like RPGs that much, and I do think it's really cool that they're up there.
Of course, all of these I feel like could. When I feel like the main winner is just Piggy Inner City. That's like the one that's like well known. I feel like it could just get like a lot of votes
Yeah.
due to being like pretty popular. So would love to see an upset, but you never know. Something could happen. Anyway, moving away from Roblox games again, we just went onto it now. Going away, it's best UGC creator: Falkenheim, Who's Trade, DVD KO, and DD Game Dev.
Yeah, all of these great creators. Personally, the only two that I recognize are Who's Trade and DVD Co. Um, and while I don't recognize their items specifically, I know that they've been great at putting out like a bunch of content. Who's Trade specifically did a bunch of stuff to like programmatically make UGC, which is really cool. But yeah, all of them great creators. I'm sure whoever gets, I'm sure that will be a pretty tough competition for players voting.
And of course, I'm not really into UGC, so don't have much to say about it. So let's just move on to innovation in branded game. In this one, two of them are branded from Still a Brain Rot, one of them being Goat, and one of them being a Bruno Mars concert. Alongside them is a Elf collaboration with Glow and K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, I personally haven't played any of these, but I do think it's cool that Roblox is still like doing in-game concerts because that was like the first like real thing that Roblox did for in-game like creator events. Back when there was like the Lil Nas X concert and like someone else, I forget. I talked about this when I did my panel at Inspire last year, but yeah, I do think it's cool that they're still doing them, even with like Steal a Brain Rot. So definitely pretty cool.
I'm not the biggest fan of some of these games, but I do like the idea of concerts in Roblox. They do work like most of the time. I don't think I've seen one other than like the one like Little Nas X one in like 2022, I think. But still, I do like the idea of concerts. I don't think it's for me. Anyway, best party and casual experience. Plus one keyboard escape is on here again, as well as Adopt Me, Grow My Garden Chew, and Clip It.
Yeah, I mean, I low-key have not ever played most of these. I honestly kind of forgot Grow a Garden got a sequel at all. um, but honestly, I do think Clip It is pretty cool because it's like the closest thing Roblox has to proper social media. So I do think that's pretty cool as a a casual experience. I've never seen any footage of Plus One Keyboard Escape, and then Adopt Me is Adopt Me. So most of the people like probably know how that works. So again, a lot of games that are up there, they all deserve it.
Of course, Adopt Me is like many years old at this point. 44 billion visits, and actually, like right now, is almost at 170,000 visits. Like right now, people playing the game, which I find kind of funny because it's still active to this day, which is very good for Roblox. But again, it is Adopt Me, so not sure about that. Anyway, best survival experience: Animal Hospital and Scary Shawarma Kiosk are on here again, alongside Nullscape and 99 Nights in the Forest.
All right, I have to give my flowers to Nullscape here. They 100% deserve this award, and I will die on this hill. Now, I am biased because I have been addicted to Nullscape for the past like probably 4 or 5 months. And I just crossed like 200 hours in it. So again, just putting that out there, I am definitely biased on this, but it is just an incredible game all around. Uh, I do think it's cool that like Animal Hospital is also up here. 99 Nights in the Forest is cool, but like I do feel like Nullscape definitely deserves this. It is one of the best games that I have ever seen on Roblox, and I've been on this platform since 2012. So if that's just my take on it.
Of course, and again, I feel like for most of these, it might just be like popularity contests to see who wins. Like obviously, there are some of them like Innovation and Creative Direction, which has like Piggy Inner City, and then this one is 99 Nights on the Forest. So I feel like that one has 99 Nights winning one. I would love to see a Nullscape
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, personally, I do think it's either going to be Animal Hospital or 99 Nights that wins, but I would love to see Nullscape take this. Like, I don't know how Roblox does their voting internally, whether it's like a combination of a judge panel and general audience vote. I hope it's not just a straight popularity contest, but yeah.
We'll see. Up next, it's Best Puzzle Experience. It is Terminal, Detective Duck, Finish the Word, and Secret Universe.
Terminal's pretty cool. I played a bit of it like a little while ago. It's basically just they make escape rooms out of like Roblox games, and it's really cool because I remember like I do think there should be more games like that, kind of like just puzzles in general. As for Detective Duck, I haven't seen it, but the premise alone sounds great, so I'm sure it's fun. Finish the Word, from what I can tell, is like kind of like a more casual, like party based thing. And then Secret Universe. I have not seen much of it, but it does seem really cool. So for me here, probably either Terminal or Secret Universe.
I don't think I've played any of these games before or have any recreation of them, so I'll just move on to Best Sports Experience. Volleyball Legends, Racket Rivals, Blue Lock Rivals, and FIFA Super Soccer.
Yeah, not personally that huge into sports experiences myself, but I probably the one I recognize the most here is Blue Lock Rivals, mainly just because of the memes I've seen out of it. But like, from what I can tell, all of these games are really high quality, and I do think it's cool that FIFA has a thing here. Because we had the World Cup earlier this year, so I'm sure that's definitely going to have some influence.
Yeah, of course. I feel like FIFA being on there like already gives them a bunch of us because they are like one of the one of the main ones in the soccer or football world. So they'll get a lot of votes just from that. Okay. Okay. Up next, we have Best Strategy Experience. Tower Defense X, Rise of Nations, Tower Defense Simulator, and Mini War.
Yeah, all pretty cool games, all things considered. Tower Defense X and Tower Defense Simulator, the two like essentially kings of the tower defense genre. Rise of Nations is really cool. It's more of like a global scale like RTS game. I've played maybe 10 minutes of it, but I know there's a lot of people in my community who really like it. So, like definitely something to look into and like pick wisely because there are a lot of really good games on this list.
And no, of course, this is the first time I'm saying this. I've actually played Rise of Nations before, and I did like really like it. So I am gonna root for Rise of Nations here. I don't, I don't like that there's two tower defense games on the list. That feels a bit terrifying. But hey,
Well, I mean,
what can you
strategy
do?
games on Roblox, a lot of the stuff is tower defense, so it does make sense.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, best action experience. We have Lost Fruits, Deep Woken, Jujutsu Shenanigans, and Rivals.
Yeah, all four of these are great. Um, like in terms of just sheer scale, gameplay, depth, and like I mean, every one of these is really cool. Like again, the only one that I have played out of these four, actually no, I've played Jujutsu Shenanigans and Rivals. Um, Rivals is cool as kind of like an arcade party shooter, and then Jujutsu Shenanigans is probably the like most fun battlegrounds game on the platform. Deep Woken is really cool, but it feels like a lot to get into, so I haven't touched it. And then Blox Fruits is really good if you're a fan of One Piece.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen Rivals where I haven't played it, but it does seem like a good game. I'm not really into Jujutsu Shenanigans, and I played Blocks Fruits like once, and then just dropped it off immediately because I just was not having fun at it. So, not a big fan of. I'm not really into this award, but best of luck to these ones. Of course, it is of course an honor to be nominated for anyone. Obviously, on to best shooter experience now. We see TTK and Rivals alongside Hypershot and Block Strike.
Yeah, Rivals and TTK we've talked about before. Hypershot is again another kind of like low barrier to entry arcade shooter. Definitely fun, but I the skill level of the players in there. I remember I just like got bored one day and decided to hop on, and then I just kind of didn't die once for 3 matches straight. So definitely better for those who maybe haven't played shooters all that much. As for Block Strike, I have no experience with that game, so I'm not going to comment on it.
Yeah, I feel like for this one, I feel like I haven't played any of these games, so obviously I can't give a answer on which one I would support. But I've seen Rivals, and that's basically it for this one. So I don't have much to say about best shooter experience. Up next, it's best RPG experience. All of these awards have been nominated again, Pluxers, Steve Wilkin, and Piggy Intercity, except for VV Ultimatum.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about VV Ultimatum because I've never heard of it, but I mean, I'm sure it's cool if it got up here. Blocks Fruits and Deep Woken both have like several years of experience and longevity in the RPG scene. Deep Woken, I think, is probably the most like in depth of all these. And then Piggy Intercity, the new kid on the block outside of VV Ultimatum. Like I do think it's cool that like more RPGs are being made like that, especially with a brand as big as Piggy. So definitely cool all around.
Yeah, no, of course. I feel like, as you said, many of these games have tons of experience. And of course, you've been around since I think 2012. Is it? Was like right there? 2012.
That is correct.
Okay, and of course, all of these have had experience. And speaking of experience, classic Bee Swarm Simulator, Natural Disaster Survival, Jailbreak, and Work at a Pizza Place.
Yeah. I was very surprised when I looked at the nomination form and saw that there was a classic category. Um, which I do think is cool that Roblox is honoring its history like that. Uh, I mean, I've played all of these because of how long I've been on this platform. All of these are great. Uh, I feel like out of all of these, Jailbreak is probably the one that I'm expecting to take it, and I'm honestly surprised that Jailbreak is considered a classic game. Maybe not quite on the same time scale as something like Natural Disaster Survival or Work at a Pizza Place, but I do think it's cool they're up there. Same deal with Beast Swarm Sim. Like they've been around for a while, and I've played a little bit, mainly during events like the Hunt Mega Edition. But even still, like I do think it's really cool that they have a classic category.
All right, yeah, I feel like Bee Swarm Simulator is probably my favorite out of these four since I played it for like a while. I am being told that we need to hurry up, so we should probably do that now. People's Choice.
Yeah.
The main award, I feel like Rivals, Ending That Night, Square Garden 2, and Animal Hospital.
I feel like this is probably either going to go to Garden 2 or Animal Hospital. Animal Hospital probably has the biggest like community cult following, if I had to say.
Yeah, I feel like again this is the main popularity contest. People's Choice, it's gonna be a popularity contest basically for this.
That's the whole point.
Exactly. Up next, Best Studio, Grandma's Favorite Games, Twin Atlas, Nosody Games, and Voltex.
I feel like this one's either Twin Atlas or Nosny. Nosny is the people behind Rivals, and then Twin Atlas did the RIA voting hub among a whole bunch of other stuff, like huge studio. So probably one of those.
Yeah. I didn't even remember this was a nomination thing. I haven't been keeping up with Best Studio, so I kind of forgot about this one. So obviously I don't have much to say about this one, like many other awards. And Best Use of Audio, second last award, Guts and Black Powder, Block Tales, Doors, and Peaky Intercity.
I am really rooting for Blocktails on this one, just due to their amazing soundtrack. Outside of that, Doors is also great. I'm sure Guts and Black Powder does a great job too. And then Piggy Intercity, again, RPG, great use of audio.
Yeah, no, of course. I feel like all of these ones have pretty good audio, so not a surprise that these four have been nominated. Obviously, there are some good ones that have probably been left out. And of course, there's always next year, so don't worry about that. Well, maybe not. Finally, Best Video Star, Alaska Violet, Bundan, and Laughability. I will mention, Flamingo was also nominated, but requested to be opt out, which ended up happening.
Yeah,
So, just the three.
I respect Flamingo a lot on that, mainly because of like the fact that I'm pretty sure he's already won a Bloxy in the past, or a RIA for like the content creation. So I do
Can
respect Flamingo a lot for opting out. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
will say that you were correct. Flamingo, I believe, won Best Video Star in 2022, I believe.
All right.
Yeah, continue on what you were going to say if you just had nothing else.
Yeah, and then of the creators that are nominated, the only one I recognize off rip is Laughability, but I'm sure all of these are great.
Yeah, no, I think Alaska Violet is sort of the wild card pick since I don't know much about Alaska Violet, I'm going to be honest. I feel like Bundan is like more in the shorts community, so that's why I feel like the main winner has to be Laughability. Like that's the one who's been here for like a while and has been here for like many years. So I feel like Laughability is gonna be the one to win this, but we'll
We'll
see.
see.
Now, yeah, those are the nominations. But do you think these nominees genuinely represent the best of Roblox right now? And what is your opinion? The game of the year. What is in your
Well,
opinion the game of the year? I said that wrong. Sorry.
yeah, you're good. Um, of these, I do think that a lot of these are like the representative of the state of Roblox right now and like the general quality, but there are a ton of games that are either like just smaller in scope or like smaller in community size that definitely probably could have been up here in terms of quality. I appreciate the developer representation with best plugin. And then as for like my game of the year, I have to give it to Nullscape. Definitely because of the just it's fun. It's like the difficulty scaling is nice because they have like a lot of accessibility options. So if you're relatively new, you can just hop on a casual run, but the it gets really tough. So there's a lot of learning and a really high skill ceiling, but it's also just super fun. So yeah, that's 100% my game of the year.
Yeah, no, of course. I feel like for most of these games, I just have not played them since I haven't been keeping up with the Innovation Awards this year. The only thing I remember for it was Flamingo dropping out. So that is it's not good if you want to like it's not good for me if you want to keep up with the Innovation Awards. I feel like for Game of the Year, if I had to, I can't even pick one from this year because I just have not been keeping up with any of these ones. So I don't have a concrete answer for what the game of the year would be. So, sorry if anyone was wanting an answer, but I just don't have one since I just have not been keeping up with the awards.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Yeah, that's just my bad. And okay, anyway. Now, over the past year, there have been a lot of controversy. Well, there's been a lot of controversy where some developers went further by offering awards, such as promising new update reveals, redeemable codes, exclusive items, or other awards if players voted for them. What do you think about this? Do you think the biggest creators get more attention than smaller competitors? Or do the do the biggest creators get more attention than smaller creators competitors?
Yeah, I get what you're
Do
saying. Don't worry.
do the biggest creators get more attention than smaller competitors?
Yeah, I do think that like there is some essence of a popularity contest to this just because of the like difference in scale between nominees. And I'm not really a fan if creators like promise like updates or like content extras for if a game wins. However, I do think that like, these creators should be excited and like encourage their communities to vote for them. So that's fine, but don't offer anything like concrete for it because it just seems like you're bribing your audience rather than like encouraging them to vote for who they think actually deserves the award, even if it's not the one they're most familiar with.
Yeah, no, of course. I think I remember it was like last year or the year before that. There was a like Roblox group that were like, "Oh, hey, if you vote for us in the Innovation Awards, we'll give out this like custom like thing." It was probably one of the fighting games from what I remember.
Yeah, I
Uh,
believe so.
and then like it won with like 1 million votes, and then it got delayed by a bit. So and then it eventually come out. I feel like the bigger creators like do get more attention because obviously they are like going to be more popular than the smaller ones because they have a ton of people backing them, and then like the smaller ones, they're not going to be that known. I feel like the bigger creators are gonna be more popular.
Yeah, and then that's also the point of like having like an internal selection or like evaluation jury, like so that like it's not just a popularity contest, and like the games are like thoroughly looked at to consider what actually is the best fit for the category.
Of course. Now, let's go back to the past. Roblox started the ceremony as the Roblox Film Festival, as a video submission contest, where people would submit videos in different categories, and then the audience voted for the best one. From the third edition, they renamed the show as the Bloxy Awards, and focused on awarding the best games and creators of the year. Focused on awarding the best games and creators of the year. The awards became a ceremony held in a studio with a green screen and a Roblox-built stage people could explore, but then from Edition 7, they became an actual experience for people to play. Do you miss this kind of award ceremony?
Yeah, I do miss the in-game aspect of things, but just because Roblox has stopped doing that firsthand doesn't mean that other creators haven't. I have to give my flowers to the Creator Awards, which is a community-run award show that is similar to what the Innovation Awards does, but they have this really cool like in-game auditorium, and like you're able to reserve seats and have your avatar show up. It's really cool. So definitely like I do miss the official aspect of it, but there are still creators who are carrying on that legacy.
Yeah, no, of course. I remember watching like one of those videos of like the in-game ones from like back in the day. I did like that. I do like that it happened then. I do like it. Uh, I do like the fact that Roblox did that, which is a good showing for the community that then made. And then, of course, for Edition 7, they became an experience. And for 2022, the name became Roblox Innovation Awards, where the aim was to inspire creators to do good games by awarding the best ones of the year. Do you think they've reached their aim?
I feel like the Innovation Awards, like, yeah, it serves its purpose, but I don't think it has that much influence over the general like scope of the platform. Like people don't make games on Roblox to aim for awards. Typically they either do it out of passion or they're trying to like either seek popularity or monetary gain. So like I do think that while the Innovation Awards are a nice little thing to encourage people to create like higher quality games rather than just like, repetitive games that you'd see on the front page 24/7. But I do feel like a lot of developers would much rather put their effort into like creating games that are like, good for the algorithm and are like high converting. So I do think it's like partially an influence, but it doesn't have that much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I feel like I don't keep up with the innovation awards like as often as I do. So I just don't have any like answers about this one. So I am just gonna quickly move on to the next one, which is the ceremony became an in-person ceremony that and happens annually at RDC, as you both know. Many Roblox creators dislike this formula, as less people can attend and be involved in the ceremony rather than an online one. Do you agree? Do you like or dislike what the Bloxies have become?
Um, Now I will say I am a little bit privileged here because I've actually been to the ceremony before in person. But like I do appreciate the aspect of having the like in-person ceremony where like you have all of these like creators like physically in person together to celebrate Roblox as a platform. I mean, for accessibility purposes, I do think the online stuff was cool. Maybe if they bring it back to do like a hybrid where they like have both. But still, I mean, there is always an official live stream, and like people can also like tune into their favorite creators who aren't at the ceremony and like watch like co-streams of it, which I do think is a pretty cool way for people to still like engage with the awards as they're happening. So yeah, I do think it's cool that they have them in person now.
And of course, it gives us like a possibility for some people who are able to go to the RDCs a chance to like be able to win and like who are also nominated to win an award and be able to like give a speech on stage. I do like that, and I feel like that is a good thing. There are obviously some things that I don't like, but yeah, we are running
Yeah,
a bit
this.
of time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. we are being asked to hurry click this off. So we're almost done with these questions out. What do we hope for in the future of the awards?
I do hope that like we see like more small games on the platform in the future. Like I know Nullscape again, love this game, but it's definitely not quite at the same scale as some of the games you'd see on here, like Steal a Brainrot or Grow Garden 2. So I do hope that Roblox in the future and like these communities that like they have the open nomination form where like you can just submit anything to be considered. I do hope Roblox puts more attention to games that put more attention on quality rather than like algorithmic focuses or like just trying to get like as high on the front page as possible. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. I feel like for most people, getting front page is their main goal. However, of course, for many of them, it is just not possible. So might be an issue. I might. I'm sorry. And now the main question of the night: did the Innovation Awards carry the spirit of the Bloxies?
I feel like that's a bit subjective, mainly because like the like spirit of the Bloxies, like you know, it started as you mentioned, it started as a film contest, kind of like in the same deal as the Saxies for the like source filmmaker community. But like I do think that the general like spirit of a Roblox award show has been carried on, especially because you know the host Jay Party has been there the whole time. So, like, I do think that this quote unquote spirit has been carried on, but like maybe it's lost a little bit of the community like sauce that like made it so special and has become a little bit more corporate. But I feel like at some point it kind of had to. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's the main issue with starting to become popular. Like at the start of like Roblox and like all of the award stuff, they weren't as known, so they didn't like have to try to be as corporate. But eventually, they started to become more corporate due to getting like more popular, of course, entering the stock market. So obviously had to become more corporate, or else they would just like I don't think it would be sustainable. But yeah, it is unfortunate that they have lost to like a few people and like a few of the things that made the blocks is what it is, but. There are also some things to do like but about the innovation awards, and I think that's cool. All right, that was all the questions we had prepared ourselves for the debate tonight, but the show is not over yet because it is time to debate with the audience on your questions related to the Roblox Innovation Awards and on the main question of the night: did the Innovation Awards carry the spirit of the Bloxies? Here's how it works. I will now open the live chat of the stream, where throughout the night you've been submitting your questions and opinions on the topic. I'll read them all, and me and our guests will talk about them. But we hopefully won't be alone, as we now allow you, our audience, to be involved in the show as well. Simply join the Stage Voice channel in our Discord server, like a description of the stream, and raise your hand to get in. I don't actually think there's any questions in the live chat, so we are just going to focus. Yeah, we are just going to focus on. Oh, there it is. Is there anyone? Oh, Toddy. Toddy, raise hand. Hello to Toddy. Let me see. Yes. Hello. What is your question?
So I'm gonna be so honest. I don't know if this is related to the topic you guys are talking about, but did any of you have any reaction of Roblox losing $70 billion as of late?
What happened?
They're referring to the stock value.
Oh yeah, no. I think that's
my
due
only
to all of
question.
the yeah, I think to all of the stuff that was going on within like the past year, I feel like the drop was to be expected due to all of the stuff that have been making people very upset on Roblox about Roblox.
Yeah, I don't have much to say on that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, is that all of the questions? Okay. If you have any questions, raise your hand in the stage. You can raise your hand on the stage on the bottom. We can. I don't think anyone has any questions. There's not. We really have one question so far, unless anyone in the live chat has a question.
I mean, I suppose I can have a question for you. Like, if you were to like pick some of the games that were nominated and like give them a shot that you haven't tried before, which ones like jump out to you just based off the title?
I'm gonna need to open the nominee list again since I closed it after we ended that segment. Let me look at it real quick. I feel like games like Pixel Quest, Nullscape, and like a couple other games, like I'm probably gonna give a chance after this, like after the awards. That's basically it, though. I don't have much to say about it.
Yeah, I personally spend a lot more time on like smaller games or more niche communities, so I haven't been huge up to date on games that are like immensely popular, especially for younger audiences. But yeah, I do think that a lot of the games on here are really cool and deserve to be checked out.
All right. Unless anyone comes in last second, that might be it. Last chance. If you have, it's just funny. If you have a question, say it in the live chat or raise your hand on the stage now, or else that'll be it. That might just be it. However, I'm gonna give it. Okay. I'm gonna give it 1 more minute to see if there is any more questions, but apart from that, that will be it. I was hoping there would be like more than one person, but it's a debut. I hope there'll be more people in other episodes, but you do what you. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what's going on.
You're all good.
Yeah, the lines I think are about to close. So please, if you have a question, get it in now before it is about to close. So, unless you have a question, say it now, or else it'll close.
I think that's all we're gonna see for today.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, that is all the time we have for tonight. This has been an amazing premiere of Newstalk, and Astra, thank you so much for being our first guest of the show. It's been amazing doing this with you.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you for coming out. Thank you so much, and thank you, our audience, for watching the show, commenting on the live chat, and calling in. I hope I was able to read as much messages and answer to much calls as possible. But for now, I've been Ace, and this was the premiere of Newstalk on RoTV. We'll see you soon, and at a time spent between 2 weeks and a year. Good night.